Ethereum's price ratio recovers to its all-time high against Bitcoin, then Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin by 5 times. Okay, meaning if Bitcoin goes to 1 million, and that's 10 times from here, that means Ethereum could go up 50 times.
Tom Lee's core thesis rests on the dual pillars of AI and blockchain, which he sees not just as new sectors, but as the foundational technologies that will fundamentally disrupt Wall Street. He contends that AI and blockchain are going to change the very way financial markets operate. This isn't a gradual evolution. It's a supercycle that is just beginning. Please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. You can also check out our other videos on cryptocurrencies and the overall digital asset space, and drop your comments and observations in the comment section below. Everything you do helps with the YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel's growth. Thanks, and enjoy the video.
You know, the stablecoin market's going to get competitive. So Circle is the biggest stablecoin after Tether. I don't really know the financials of Circle that closely. So if someone is interested in owning that stock, I don't know. But stable coins have to run on a blockchain. Right, so Tether, USDT and USDC, they operate on top of an existing blockchain. And the majority of stable coins, over 60%, are operated on Ethereum. So Ethereum is where most of the stable coins are actually operating, and 36% of the fees for Ethereum today come from stable coins. And there's a stat that was just published over the weekend, but in just the last 7 days, about 7 billion of stable coins were created on Ethereum, which is greater than the amount of stablecoins on Solana over the past 5 years. So more stablecoins creations are taking place on Ethereum. So I'd say if you're betting on stablecoins, you should bet on Ethereum. That's just tokenizing the dollar. Wall Street wants to tokenize the stock market, and they want to tokenize bonds and real estate and even art. That tokenizing mechanism is the same essentially as tokenizing a dollar. So that's where Wall Street is again doing most of that work on Ethereum. So my friends thought Bitcoin was... So my friends that are in the financial business, they are the ones who missed Bitcoin, because in 2017, their knowledge of the world is traditional stocks, traditional bonds. They didn't think crypto made any sense at all. So they were very skeptical of Bitcoin. And in fact, many ridiculed my views about it. Of course, now they acknowledge it was a great idea. My close friends still do the same thing. They're like, Ethereum, it hasn't done anything for 5 years. Why would I buy Ethereum now? So my closest friends are still very skeptical. Number one, if anyone's buying crypto, they have to use a long-term time horizon. So they shouldn't worry about the price 1 month from now, but they should think about where it is 5 years from now. And that's how we've always approached it. When we wrote about Bitcoin, we always wrote about prices 5 years from now. And that's why even today, I think Bitcoin can still get to 1 million.
Wow.
And it's about 100,000 now. So that would be my first advice. The second is that they have to understand there is a huge transformation taking place on Wall Street, because AI and blockchain are really going to disrupt traditional Wall Street. And so they should really bet on a future where that innovation is going to take place. And part of it is Bitcoin, because that's where you store value. But a bigger change is on smart contract platforms like Ethereum. So to me, I think Ethereum is in a super cycle. Like, it's just the start of what I think is going to be a really explosive rise over the next 5 to 10 years. If someone's buying MicroStrategy, they're buying it for their Bitcoin exposure. And let's say that Bitcoin can go from 100,000 to 1 million, so 10 times. MicroStrategy will go up more than that because of its Bitcoin strategy. But Ethereum today is 4,000 roughly. We show that if Ethereum's price ratio recovers to its all-time high against Bitcoin, then Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin by 5 times. Okay, meaning if Bitcoin goes to 1 million, and that's 10 times from here, that means Ethereum could go up 50 times. Wow. So now Bitmine stock should outperform Ethereum's price move. So if MicroStrategy will outperform a 10 times rise in Bitcoin, Bitmine will outperform a 50 times rise in Ethereum. So in a way, and these are the 2 largest crypto treasuries in the world.
Yeah, it is.
The choice is really understanding that Ethereum is facing a positive innovation cycle that markets haven't yet recognized, because it's been for 5 years. It's been a chain that's been slowly improving, but now this is the moment.
This optimistic view is tempered by a key piece of advice. Whether in stocks or crypto, you should always buy the best of breed. In stocks, that means owning foundational, recession-proof businesses like Nvidia, Tesla, and Palantir. In crypto, it means sticking to the strongest, most dominant ecosystems, Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have the core underlying factors to support them.
We still like both. As you know, both are still companies that are doing really well. I mean, Nvidia reported results last week, and you could see they had great numbers. And I think it's still dramatically undervalued, because that is one of the most important companies in the world. It is the most important company in the world, supplying a product in AI that nobody else can make. You know, you can't build an AI company without Nvidia today. And Tesla, had a bit of a political backlash, and maybe a cloud around it because of Elon's involvement in the White House and then his departure. But as you know, Tesla just unveiled its master plan, Part 4.
Yeah, it did.
And it shows you a dramatic, almost what they call infinite growth opportunity for Tesla, because they're doing solar and robots and integrating so much more into society. So I think there's still a huge growth ramp ahead for Tesla. I know. I don't know if investors should ever have to make a choice.
Oh, how come?
Because they both are founder-led companies. Jensen and Elon. They're both important companies for the global economy for the next 10 years. And they're both extremely agile and innovative businesses. So I wouldn't want to choose. In fact, if I had to say, if someone had to have 3 or 4 stocks, they have to own Tesla, Nvidia, and even a company like Palantir. But I would say that the reason I wouldn't want to choose is that they're tied to different futures. Nvidia is tied to the AI infrastructure boom. Tesla is really tied to like this robotic world, but they have a lead in manufacturing. And of course, Palantir is a company that essentially delivers magic with their software. So they represent 3 very different things. That's why I wouldn't want to choose between those 3. Well, I'm still bullish on U.S. stocks in the final few months of 2025, because there's 2 things that are positive catalysts. The first is that the Fed is going to resume its cutting cycle. And we looked back. So if you look at the entire history of monetary policy, the Fed has never resumed a cutting cycle in the fall. So it's only happened 2 other times in history.
And you're expecting this year as well?
Yes. Yeah. It's the Fed has signaled. So this would be the 3rd time. The first time was 1998.
Yeah.
The second time was 2024. And this is the 3rd time. In all the 2 prior cases, the stock market boomed in the 4th quarter because the Fed has been on pause and then they're finally cutting. The second is that the business confidence, the ISM manufacturing, actually has been below 50 now for 29 months. It will probably recover back to 50 once the Fed starts cutting. That's the longest stretch of the ISM below 50 in history. So that's really good for industrials and financials and small caps. So I think that this fall is a really broadening of the stock market rally, where the banks and the industrials and the small caps are going to do as well as large cap tech. That's a natural concern, but I guess I just point out two things. One, when the Fed resumes its cutting cycle, they have a lot of room to cut rates further, because the Fed funds is at 4.5% right now, and inflation is probably closer to 2 or 2.5%. So it's the real interest rate is extremely tight. So I think there's a lot of room to cut. That will take a few years. I think this is really bullish for stocks. Most important message I would leave you is that when you think about whether it's stocks or crypto, you should understand that in the stock market, you really want to buy the best companies. That's why Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, these are the strongest businesses, and they have trends that are not sensitive to the economy. Like if there's a recession, Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, they're the strongest businesses. They're not the ones that are going to be hurt. Everything else is going to do worse. And the same is true in crypto, that in crypto, you really want to buy the strongest chains. And that's Bitcoin and Ethereum, maybe Solana, but these all have really good, I'd say, core underlying factors that support them.
In a world filled with economic uncertainty and media-driven panic, Tom Lee provides a clear, data-driven framework for making sense of it all. He urges us to stop worrying about short-term price movements and focus on the long-term secular trends that are shaping our future. The forces of AI, blockchain, and a market being fundamentally reshaped by monetary policy are unstoppable.